So are you answering the call, or you are just sending yourself? I've told you about Reverend Shambak. He says we have two categories of preachers: those who are sent and those who just went. The question is, were you sent or you just went? Because if you just went, you will keep doing what you went to do. But if you are sent, you'll be careful to know and find out what exactly have you been sent to do. And are you doing it exactly the way you've been asked to do? Or you've changed and begun to do what you prefer to do? Quickly again, he gathers them. He not only calls them, he does what? He gathers them. Isaiah 40:11, he shall feed his flock like a shepherd. He shall gather the lambs with his arm and shall carry them in his bosom and shall gently lead those that are with the young. He is detailed in his shepherd ministry. He is detailed. He does not just, get acknowledged as the pastor of so congregation. He has details. He has the sheep, then he has the lambs, then he has those sheep that have their young, and he has the sheep that don't have their young. They are all categorized, and each one of them is being taken care of. Is being taken care of. John 10 verse 16, he says, the other sheep I have are not of this fold. Them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and there shall be one fold and one shepherd. Now look at that. It says, other sheep I have. Okay? Other sheep I what? I have, which are not of this fold. And this is the description of different fellowships. There are those who have issues with why do we have many churches, why do we have many fellowships. It's because effective care for the sheep requires that we get the size we can handle per time. And so it is important that we have that. We have different fold, but same shepherd. Different fold, but same shepherd, same Lord, same King, same master. So we can be of different fold, and that's why I have issues where people fight each other, that I'm from redeemed and I'm from deliverance and then I'm from salvation. The truth is that word redeemed and the word delivered and the word salvation means the same. It's just grammar. So when you say I am from redeemed and I don't go to deliverance, the word deliverance and redeemed means the same in the Bible. And so we don't need to have those grammatical differences that make us look stupid when we really need to accept the fact that we are all born again, born of Christ, who is the chief shepherd, and therefore we are the bone of his bone, we are the flesh of his flesh, we are the spirit of his spirit, and so we are brothers. We are blood brothers because we have shared into the same covenant of brotherhood by reason of our belonging to Christ, the chief shepherd. And so he said, them also must bring. Them also I must bring. He doesn't want to leave anybody out. He doesn't want to leave anything out. He said, them also I must bring, and they shall hear my voice, and they shall be one fold and one shepherd. One fold and one shepherd. One of the challenges of leading different congregations differently is that at the end of everything, that's why, my fellow pastor, you need to be careful on how you are raising your congregation, because your congregation is not an independent congregation. Your congregation is a piece of the whole picture. A piece. Like those of you who understand about, there is what is called EPZ in this part of the world, where people go for production of clothes. And in production of clothes, there is what happened is there is what is called piecework, okay? Piecework, where specialists of different parts of the cloth are given assignment to produce that particular piece. Okay. The other one works on the bodice, and the other one works on the collar. Okay. Then all these things are going to end up into one desk where they will all be joined. Now, for this coat to come out rightly, okay, the person working on the sleeve needs to understand that he's not finishing the coat. He's only doing one part, okay? Then that part must join with others, okay? So if you are running Salvation Army and I am running Redeemed Gospel and the other one is running JCC and the other JJ, all that, all that mix up, okay? You need to understand that your congregation is not the end. Your congregation is going to be joined together. The problem is, if you stitched according to your own measurements, other than the measurements you are given, your flock will be rejected. You get that? You will not fit in. And that's why you can't say, this is my church, I do whatever I like, the way I like it. No, there is one shepherd, one shepherd. Can your congregation listen to Christ? Can your congregation obey Christ? Can your congregation follow his voice? Can they obey and live to please him? Or they obey you more than they obey Christ? They follow you more than they follow Christ? They listen to you more than they listen to Christ? There is something that must happen to us. And that's why we are talking about Christ, the shepherd. The other dimension is that he guides. He guides. Psalms 23, famous verse of the Bible. Psalms 23 verse 3 says, he restores my soul. He leads me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Look at that. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in the paths of righteousness for his name's sake. Christ wants to guide you. He wants to lead you because he is your shepherd and you are the sheep of his pasture. And the sheep hear his voice, and he calleth his own sheep by name and leadeth them out. He calls them by name and leadeth them out. He calleth them by name and leadeth them out. He wants to guide you. He wants to lead you. He wants to teach you. He wants to help you. So you must be willing to be guided and to be led. And then he not only guides, he also feeds. Psalms 23 verse 1 and 2 say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. Now look at that. He is responsible for your feeding. He is responsible for your resting. He is responsible for your guidance. He wants you to be under his care. He leads you beside the still waters. He wants you to be safe even when you're passing where there may be some danger. John 10 verse 9, he says, I am the door, and by me if a man enter in, he shall be saved, and shall go in and out and find pasture. Look at that. You will always find pasture. You will go in and out without being confused as long as you are following Christ, the chief shepherd. He says, I am the door. By me, if a man enter in, shall be one, saved, and two, shall go in and out and find pasture. Very, very vital and very, very important. So he feeds us. Then the other aspect is that he cherisheth tenderly. Okay? He cherishes us tenderly. You notice that we have read Isaiah 40 verse 11. He shall feed his flock like a shepherd. He shall gather the lambs in his arms and preserves. Jeremiah chapter 31 and verse 10. He says, hear the word of the Lord, O ye nations, and declare it in